Welcome everyone to Subcontinent Geopolitical. Today we look into the matter of a low-intensity blast that happened near the Israeli embassy in New Delhi. Some brief follow-up. Following the attack, there has been an ongoing swift investigation into the matter. Indian and Israeli government and security officials have had communication over the incident. There have also been reports of an Israeli investigation team visiting New Delhi to investigate alongside Indian investigation agencies. Israeli officials have named Iran as a prime suspect, but that does not mean Iran is the perpetrator which has carried out the attack. It only means among others they are considering Iran as the main suspect. New Delhi too is going through all possible angles linked to the blast and questioning some Iranian citizens with expired visas and other possible links with its own citizens. Iran was also involved in an attack on Israeli officials on Indian soil in 2012. There have been a few false flags too, like the Telegram message which accepted the responsibility for the blast, but the group or the user seemed to be non-existent on the messaging app. The geopolitics angle regarding India. While it is no secret that India has good relations with both Iran and Israel, this blast is a sensitive topic for India as both sides are important partners and have good public relations with both of them. However, the Iran-Israeli enmity could be a thorn in otherwise smooth path for India in dealing with relations with the nations. While India's ties with Israel has only improved and strengthening for the many last couple of years, with cooperation between the two countries reaching new highs every now and then, be it the defense sector, agriculture, agri-tech, technology, diplomatic relations and much more. Relations with Iran have been difficult to maintain because of the sanctions placed by the United States of America on Iran. Iran has been the main oil-providing nation to India for years now. But due to the sanctions, India has been forced to move to the Middle East to look for alternative options. India has been cooperating with Iran on Chabahar port for trade with Iran, Afghanistan, and Central Asia. There have been quite a few ups and downs in the Chabahar deal, although it is getting back on track now. India's good ties with Israel could prove to be of huge benefit after the historic Abraham Accords deal in the Middle East. India's ties with the Middle East are expected to get better and better, an indication of which we saw India's army chief's first ever visit to the UAE in Saudi Arabia. With the growing rivalry between the Saudi-UAE bloc and Iran, this may come as a little concerning call for Iran as India looks westward. Also, the USA sanctions have not been of any help for Iran. It looks to broaden its area of interest and increasingly getting comfortable with the Russians and Chinese. China also signed a major deal with Iran, which could be seen as not much but a little upsetting for India, as after the clashes in the Himalayas, China has grown to be a more hostile nation towards India. Iran also sees India moving into the Western Bloc and may consider China as the better option for now, not to mention China's huge infrastructure managing prowess. Coming back to the blast in New Delhi, it may be really difficult for India on how to handle the situation if the Iranian hand is found involved. Whether to name and shame publicly or just slide it down the rugs. This really has the potential to blow over. Also, as of now, there haven't been any claims by the Indian authorities of Pakistani involvement in the blast. Although it cannot be ruled out at all, but this pretty much very unlikely that those involved have anything to do with Pakistan. India also has to make sure it should not let any other powers be a playground for their mutual rivalry and secure its interest in to avoid such tense incidents from taking place in the first place.